Hello and welcome again. We'll start exactly where we left off last time. In the last video, configure an IP address, the prerequisites, okay, before installing Active Directory domain services. So what we did when we configured an IP address, changed the name of the server to DC1. We give it a static IP address all the time. The Active Directory domain server or all the servers in general, they need to have a static IP addresses, okay? And then we install Active Directory domain services rules, as you can see right here, and the tools, right? So now it's time to promote, to make this, okay, this server here a domain controller. And what is the domain controller? Is a server, Microsoft server, that is running Active Directory domain services. Why domain controller? It controls the entire domain, okay? It controls user accounts, controls printers, controls files, folders, and all the shared resources in an enterprise environment, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to make this one or promote this server to domain controller. Means, other words, making the server as a domain controller. And as you can see here, we don't have any existing domain, so we're going to create brand new one. We don't have any forest. If we have an existing one, we could actually select new domain in existing forest, but we don't have any forest. And the forest is concept of, because domains, they could be like three, so the parent and the child domains like three, and since we can have many domains in the same forest, that's why it looks like a lot of threes, domain threes, and then the entire thing is called a forest, okay? And then I'm going to type my domain name like Microsoft.com, Abdel.local. So it consists of two things: the top level domain like .com, and then Abdel like the second, it's the second, okay, second level domain. And this is the, by the way, the NetBIOS, the second level domain. This is the top level, okay, or domain root like .com, .net, .org, and this is the second domain. We could have more, okay, west.microsoft.com and east.microsoft.com and so on. So domain controller, or the select functional level of a new forest and root domain. So functional level basically is to lower, okay, the server functional level to, for example, 2008. So if you just bought, for example, 2019 server, you don't really need to throw the old servers that are running 2008, right? So what Microsoft allows you to do is to lower the functional level of 2019 to be compatible with the rest of the servers that you already own, okay? I'm going to go with 2016, and then I'm going to type the password. And remember that this password is the password you're going to need it for when you try to make client part of the domain. When you joining a client to domain controller or to domain, you need to have this password, so you need to remember it. This is regarding DNS delegation. It knows that this is not an authoritative DNS, it's not real DNS server, so it's complaining about that, but that's okay. And then in NetBIOS, as I mentioned earlier, it's the in this case it's Abdel, okay, like Microsoft.com, it's Microsoft, and it's normally written in capital. That's the NetBIOS name, or a single name. Let's give it a couple of seconds in here. Okay, and since the Active Directory domain services is or Active Directory in general, it's a database of information, so it needs to be stored somewhere, right? So this is the path where we're going to store the database in the NTDS right there. We could store it somewhere else instead of these folders, as you can see, or these locations. but we're good. Normally you could go with the default regarding the path, and then you could actually save the script if you want to deploy, okay, Active Directory on more servers remotely or using PowerShell. You could actually, this is so helpful, so you could manipulate it and use it, okay, to deploy, okay, more Active Directory servers. So we are in the prerequisites check. The prerequisites check, actually it checks if some prerequisites are missing or something. For example, if the administrator don't have a password, because sometimes when I install the server, it allows me to use my name, Abdel, as okay, as a user, but the administrator without password. So it would actually, you need to be an administrator in order to do this in the first place. So if you use it as another user, probably you will get some prerequisite check failure, and then you need to fix that in order to, okay, if you forget to restart the server when changing the name and so on, you will get a problem. So those are a couple of problems when you're troubleshooting, or if you get an error regarding the prerequisites, okay, to keep in mind. I'm gonna install, and it will take some time for the installation to finish. I'm gonna stop the video, and I hope this has been informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.